What's going on YouTube? I'm Real Divine here. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to smack that subscribe button, turn notification bell on to join the Divine Army. You know, I post tons of awesome Apex Legends tutorials, montages, funny moments, and so much more. If you guys do enjoy the video, please make sure to leave a like. Helps me more than you guys know. Alright, that's enough introduction. Let's get straight into the video.
This one is reppin', oh my god, if I die, I'm a legend. When they lay me down to rest, I know I was always reppin', oh my god.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Real Divine here. Hope you guys are having an awesome day. And you know, if not, because all this craziness going on around the world, I'm here to give you guys some awesome tips and tricks to get you guys to dominate Apex and forget about all that nonsense. So today we're breaking down the best weapons in Apex Legends Season 4. Keep in mind this video is more opinion based. There's a lot of numbers and research backed around it, but at the end of the day, best weapons, best legends, at the end of the day, it's all opinion based. So you know, if you guys have different opinions, you guys have different weapons that you guys think deserve to be higher along this list, let me know down below in the comments. You know, I read all of my comments. I love to reply to you guys. I love seeing you guys opinions. I love talking to you guys, so make sure to leave a comment. Okay, that's enough talking. Let's jump straight into this list. So we're gonna break it down into the top 5 weapons, because I don't want this video being extremely long breaking down each weapon. So we're gonna break it down to the top 5 weapons, but we do have a few honorable mentions, so let's jump straight into the honorable mentions. Okay, so the first honorable mention we have is the Wingman. You guys might actually be surprised by this, and the only reason this weapon isn't in the top 5 and it's an honorable mention is because of the inconsistency of the gun. If you guys have really good aim with it, this gun smacks, it melts, it dominates. You see pros destroying with it all the time. But if you guys can't hit your shots with it, it's one of the worst weapons to have because it's putting you vulnerable, and it's gonna make your gunfights really bad if you're not hitting with it. And that's honestly why it's honorable mention. Me personally, I can't hit shots with it and it's inconsistent for me. That's why this is an honorable mention. But if you guys are really good with it, you guys dominate, and honestly I think this should be on the top 5 list if it was more consistent. Okay, so moving on to the next honorable mention, we have the Flatline. And you guys might honestly be surprised about this one as well, but the Flatline is one of the best ARs in the game. The only reason it is an honorable mention is because I think there are a couple more assault rifles who just have a better edge. The Flatline does a lot of damage. It's a heavy weapon. It has a lot of ammo, but the recoil on it just makes it a little more difficult to use for a lot of newer players and people who just trying to dominate. So that's honestly why it's more of an honorable mention, and because there's a few more ARs that I think personally just are better equipped. Okay, so for the last honorable mention, guys, please do not be mad at me for this one because I've actually seen this weapon as the top, actually the number 1 best weapon for a lot of Season 4 players in their list and whatnot. But personally, I don't think it belongs there just yet. And I'm gonna say what it is. It's the L-Star, and the L-Star is a very dope weapon. They actually made it an SMG and they removed it from being a special weapon. And the only reason it's my honorable mention is, one, because it just dropped and there's a skill curve to it. Yes, there's a lot of advantages to it. It does 100 damage per second. It has a 2x headshot damage multiplier. You don't have to reload. Like, it's so good. But because of that and the way that the projectiles actually shoot, there's a bit of a learning curve to it. And personally, I haven't put a lot of time and energy into it yet to really see everything it has to offer. But just from the other guns on this list, you guys will kind of understand why this is an honorable mention. Okay, so we're done with the honorable mentions. Let's jump straight into the actual top 5 weapons in Apex Legends Season 4. So at number 5, we have the Hemlock. The Hemlock is an awesome weapon. They've done justice to this weapon. They gave it a buff for the Season 4. And the buff they did to it makes this weapon amazing. If you guys have not tried using the Hemlock, I want you guys to really try this weapon out. We have the burst, which deals about 180 damage per second. The burst, honestly, it's not, you don't really want to use this weapon because of the burst. Yes, it's really good for medium and short range when people pulling up on you don't really have a submachine gun on you. But what makes this gun special, what makes this gun a top 5 weapon, is that single fire buff they put on it. So if you guys switch over, take it off of a 3-round burst and switch it to a single fire burst, and you guys get like a 2 times or a 3 times with it. Because of the buff they added, I cannot speak today, because of the buff they added to it, you guys will start to melt if you guys have a trigger finger. And the only reason it's not higher on this list is because you have to have a trigger finger to actually melt with the single fire. But the burst is still, you know, a valuable option close range to short range, and that long range single fire, if you guys have a trigger finger, you guys have accuracy, you guys will melt and smack with the Hemlock, and you guys will see it in the background gameplay me just doing exactly that. Okay, so moving on to number 4, we have one of my favorite weapons, and that is the G7. I love the G7. The G7 smacks it and melts people from a distance, and that's why it's such a useful weapon. Apex, you guys, you're going to be in different scenarios, different situations where you're either going to be close range or long range, and you want a weapon that's going to melt people from a long range, and the G7 is it, baby. Like, if you guys have really good accuracy, you guys put a bruiser or 2 times or 3 times ranger, you guys will smack with it. And that's why the Hemlock's at number 5, because of that single and that distance factor it brings, and the G7's at number 4 because you guys can, that distance, the damage you guys can do at a distance and melting people, especially with good accuracy. And if your whole team has one, oh my gosh, you guys will melt people from distances across the map, and it just brings that long range weapon that you guys need to get poked, to get damage, and to just melt people from across the distance. Like, it's one of those weapons that's needed. There are a few weapons that, you know, kind of compete with it, like the snipers, but the G7 just outclassed it, in my opinion. Okay, so moving on to number 3, we have the R301. And the R301 has always been one of the best weapons of Apex. It still is. Season 4, nothing has changed. It's still one of the best weapons for a reason, and that's because of the recoil control on it. You know, I believe they did a little nerf on it, and it's not as good as long range, but if you guys still have really good recoil control, you can make up that difference. And that's why I practice, I preach practicing recoil control and getting better aim. If you guys do not have good aim yet, go check out my previous video on how to increase your aim and how to recoil control, because if you guys get really good with this with the R301, oh my gosh, baby, up medium close range, long range, you guys melt. The damage per second on the R301 is 189 per second, so you guys will melt with it. Like, I don't really want to jump deep into numbers about everything, because, you know, you can just Google the numbers. It's more about how you implement and how you know, use mechanics about the weapons. And the R301, the low recoil, it makes the weapon extremely good for close range to medium range, because you can either get headshots with it if you guys have really good recoil control, and you guys can shoot from long distance with it. It also makes it a really nice close range weapon as well. Okay, so moving on to the number 2 spot, we have my favorite weapon in Apex, and that is the R99. The R99, I love this weapon. You guys have no idea. They did actually, you know, nerf it for season 4. It's not as strong as season 3, but it's still one of the best SMGs in the game. And again, just like the R301, if you guys are good with recoil control, I preach it for a reason. Recoil control with the R99 will get you back-to-back dubs, because you can literally one-clip enemies so quickly they don't even have a chance to react to you. And that's why it's number 2, because it's a melting weapon. The SMG, the recoil control on that, when you guys get close range with a Gibby, a Pathfinder, aggressive champions, like it's such a valuable weapon. You guys will see me melting with it all the time. It's one of the best submachine guns for a reason. It has a 98 damage per second, a 1.5 headshot damage multiplier, so it just melts. It's just a melting machine, and I can't explain it even any better than that. Okay, so moving on to number 1, and you guys might actually be surprised. I was surprised by it. It's not my favorite weapon, but because it's so useful and so good this season and the buff they did, it just has to be number 1, and that is the Prowler. The Prowler is an amazing weapon this season, not because of the 5-round burst. If you guys just pick up this weapon, it's okay to use close range with the 5-round burst. I believe it does, what, 15 damage per body. per body shot, so it does about 122 damage per second. That's an okay weapon when you guys just pick it up and you guys are just, you know, close range and stuff's going on. What makes this weapon the best weapon in this game is if you guys get a select fire with this gun. This gun changes into just I don't even know how to explain it. It just melts. That's all it does. It changes from 122 damage per second to 195 damage per second, which is only but 3 less than the R99. But what makes this weapon so useful, if you guys get an extended clip or any extended clip for this weapon, it increases how much damage you can do to multiple enemies. The R99 allows you to one clip enemies, but if you guys get an extended clip for the Prowler, and because of the magazine size and how much damage it does with the select fire, you guys now have the potential to one clip 2 enemies. The R99 does not have that capability. I'm not going to break down the numbers for you guys because I think the numbers is pointless, but you guys have the ability now to 2 clip people with the Prowler, and the R99 does not allow that, and that is why it is number 1, baby. And also, it is a heavy weapon, so I'm pretty sure the heavy weapons already naturally slow enemies when you shoot them slightly. So then on top of that, with the edge, oh my god, baby, the Prowler melts, guys. Try it out. And that's it for this video. I don't want to make this video you know, too long, you know, trying to break down everything. That pretty much wraps it up. So if you guys, you know, agree, disagree, let me know down in the comments below. You know, I honestly read every single one of my comments, so I'm kind of curious on what you guys actually think the best weapons are for season 4. Also, if you guys did enjoy the video, please make sure to leave a like. You know, it helps me out so much. You guys have no idea. Also, if you guys are new to the channel, you guys do enjoy the content, make sure to smack that subscribe button. You know, I post tons of awesome Apex tutorials, montages, funny moments. And just join the Divine Army, become a soldier. You know, we're growing, we got some goals. So yeah, that's it for this video. Yeah, I'm done rambling. I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace out.
Born out to heaven my way, I'm on a plane, heaven my way. I'm in these foreigns, heaven my way. Counting the money, just heaven my way. Heaven my way, heaven my way. Curving these women, just heaven my way. I'm at the Gucci store, heaven my way. Flexing on nigga, just heaven my way. This heaven my way, this heaven my way. Hit up your body, make you all them shake. I got the key to the motherfucking safe.